Leo. Thanks for dropping in with me. We're here to get you a little read of the room, see what's coming up for you on your path. We're going to be diving right into this. We're not going to waste any time here, okay? We're ready to get at it. Maybe you're feeling like this. You're ready to get at it. You're tired of being held back. Okay, let's see what you're getting into, Leo. This is for any significant Leo placement, or if you have a prominent placement in the 5th house. Likewise, if you are an Aquarius rising, that makes you a Leo descendant, and you might find a lot of resonance with these messages. So let's see, Spirit, what is coming in for Leo? We're starting off with a little arcane BS here just to get a general lay of the land for you. I love working with that archetypal symbolism. It just, I don't know, it unlocks certain layers of perception that you just don't get when the story's already told with the card. There's something about working with symbols that is really awakening. You might be working on creating some kind of symbol. You might be working on creating some kind of sigil. Some of you are doing sigil work. Some of you are designing a symbol to work into your new graphics for your trademarking, your branding. There's something you're doing here. You've been working on something. That's coming in for somebody, okay, just right off the bat. So let's see what's coming in for Leo, Spirit. Oh, okay, we got the birthday corpse here. So I think you're celebrating bringing something to a close. I think you've served your time, you know, enough at the crossroads. You're ready to feel a little bit more levity. It might be the anniversary coming around of a major ending that occurred in your life, and you're actually feeling positive about it. You see the ways that your life has really shifted. Things are starting to lighten up for you. You're starting to feel your usual buoyancy, cheerfulness, more free-spiritedness sort of entering the scene. I feel like you're coming out of a heavy cycle. Yes, I mean, there's definitely something you brought to an end here. It could have been in connection with a really old, an old pattern in relationships, I have to say. Maybe even with a particular character that was very tempting for you, you know? You felt really drawn to this person, but at the same time, it's sort of like your base instincts warned you about this person too. I think in one respect or another, they sort of represented the dark side to you. And maybe the force was with them and they had a lot of sway over you. And even though you knew, like, something inside you was like, I don't know if it's really good for me to connect with this person. I feel like there was a lot of chemistry with this person, but it was also like sort of the thing that did you in. I feel like that, you know, this person had a lot of power, a lot of sway over you. And they were like a moth to a flame. You knew it was destructive, and yet you couldn't help yourself, all right? Every time you went into that belly of the beast, you knew you were so effing effed, you know? And you look back, maybe you look back at old journal entries, you know, diary entries, things when you were just like kind of trying to sort out your own thoughts. So you got them out of your head, you put them on paper. You're looking back at stuff you told yourself, and you're like, why didn't I just listen to myself? I knew what the truth was in this situation, and here I am again. So I feel like you're coming out the other side of a fire test of truth, where maybe the truth that was revealed, it wasn't exactly the story you wanted to read. It's not how you anticipated things coming to a close, but it's actually bringing this to a close that lines you up with the gravy funnel here, okay? So where you have been feeling like a little worse for the wear, or just like not very positive about how things turned out, I feel like you're going to have something to crow about pretty soon here. There is some kind of fulfillment coming in from spirit, and also protection of a new beginning, a new blessing coming in for you. You got the bird, book, snake thing. Yeah, I mean, I do feel like there's something you discovered. You came across something here, and it's something that created transformation in your situation. I got like, I mean, I hope you weren't snooping in somebody else's diary, somebody else's, you know, writings. It could have been you came across something that somebody else had written, and you were doing a little super sleuthing, and you learned something that it's like, Okay, now that I know that, there's no way I can like not know it. And it made you really realize that perhaps, you know, you had some things that you had to hold yourself accountable for. Okay. This could be something that a lover wrote, you know. I don't know where this is coming from. You could even be receiving like some kind of message from a lover, somebody who had a like a real strong force over you. I got where it always felt a bit destructive. This could be receipts, okay? You're coming across receipts that make a certain truth undeniable. You can't ignore it now. You really can't. And maybe it's also starting to make you really aware that if I continue to stay connected to this particular scenario, it's actually going to interrupt a new beginning for me that I'm wanting to have. You know, it's going to sabotage me. This person may have receipts on you, or vice versa. You come across something. You may come across actual receipts. No, I don't know why I got this. You're doing the laundry. You find a receipt in someone's pocket, and it sort of tells a story that once you see this, you can't deny it. Okay. That's coming in for somebody here. There's something that's revealed to you, though, through a message, through written word, through a receipt. Okay. And it gives you a certain insight that if you keep going down a particular track, it's just a really destructive cycle for you. And there's something you need to change here. And you may not have seen it before. You may have been too caught up in the connection or the passion, or, you know, just the ways that this connection just like lit you up, that you didn't really recognize that what you're actually wanting, what you really truly want, like on a core fundamental soul level, this thing blocks you from having it. And I do feel like you're bringing something to a close, and there's something to celebrate here in ending something. You might actually have like some kind of like party, like to celebrate the closing of a difficult relationship cycle, or the closing of your time being in a certain just phase of your life. Maybe you're doing this even as sort of like a symbolic ritual, just really drawing a line under the past and recognizing who you are now. And even if you're not doing that, that's a good idea. You know, what if you did that? Like, just celebrated the ending of an old identity, an old way of being, an old way of relating. I do feel like there's a new beginning coming here for you. And it's something that's much more in alignment for you, but it does involve that you protect it, okay? That you protect it by not sabotaging it, by sort of falling into old patterns that you've fallen into before that have kept this thing from you at bay, right? For a lot of you, this is an emotional beginning. And it's because you've arrived at a certain place of truth that now that you really see this truth, you can't deny it. There's no way to go back to the old way. Okay, I got that. Okay, what is coming in here for Leo? Give some more details about this, please, Spirit. What's coming in here for Leo? We see some new beginning that's going to have you feeling pretty good. Like, all right. Yeah, I mean, this is the problem, is up to this point you've been ignoring your instincts about a situation. I feel like this is sort of like a situation where there's almost like a tower coming. Okay, it's a tower, but it's a tower that wakes you up, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be destructive. I just saw 911 on the clock. You may view it as an emergency when it happens, right? But it's sort of like trying to wake you up out of the ways that you actually are putting yourself in a perpetual state of emergency by clinging to things that are really thwarting you from moving forward toward the new beginning you want. You are some way caught up with a particular character here who has not the best influence on you, all right? And this person has a way of compelling you to throw caution to the wind, despite how many times you've ended up in the hot seat with this individual. And there's something you need to remind yourself of here. And I do feel like this is coming in for you as a reminder and a wake-up call. Some kind of messages are going to be revealed. You come across somebody's like, I don't know, maybe you're snooping around. You come across some messages that a person's been sharing with another, or you come across something they wrote in a journal, in a diary. You know, you come across some kind of information that makes you realize that maybe you haven't been making the best choices. It sort of like reveals somebody's true hand or their true character. You've been ignoring your instincts in a situation, and you've been trying to make something really uncomfortable comfortable, and it doesn't work anymore. I think you're getting a tower that's waking you up to a certain core truth, but it's actually like more of a kind of like a blockbuster energy. It's a road opener for you. And what it does is, though it's initially destabilizing for you, or it provokes some kind of response where you feel like it's a great ending or a great loss, I don't think this is comfortable, okay? When this comes about, like I said, you may view it as an emergency, but really it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for you to step into a new beginning where you actually feel really fulfilled. And I feel especially on an emotional level. So this may make you realize that you've been investing your heart in the wrong direction. And once you see it, you recognize the ways that you allowed yourself to get disconnected from your own intuitive knowing, the ways that you allowed yourself to be swayed by someone else's words, someone else's promises, okay? But you're really like calling it out for what it is now. And you may actually, you may be the one that's presenting receipts. I almost said preventing receipts. So for some of you, there's something you don't want discovered. You already know it. You've already been wrestling with it. You've already been grappling with it. You already know, oh, I shouldn't have done that back there. And you don't want anybody to find out, maybe because you do stand to lose a lot if they do, all right? I mean, one way or another, truth is coming out here. And there's a certain message about you need to listen to your instincts. You need to trust your intuition. You need to, remember the experiences you've been through and not be swayed just because somebody's wrapping something up in a pretty package. Maybe they're giving a gift even to kind of sway you to, see things my way in this situation. There's something you need to be mindful of here. You could even be approached by somebody who wants to have a new beginning with you. This is kind of a cocky person. They feel very self-assured. I don't know why I got this. In some ways, they may even feel entitled to you, entitled to your energy. They may make you feel this way. And there's something you need to question here. There's something about look at the history of a situation and trust your instincts, okay? Trust your instincts. All right, let me do a cut of the deck, and then we're going to pull out the glow-in-the-dark tarot, because I do feel like there's something that's a little hidden here that needs to come to light. Yeah, you have felt something that feels a little off to you, but right now you feel like I have no effing clue what's going on here. You might be kind of defensive. You might feel like you need to protect yourself, but you don't know why. You're not sure. This might get you snooping in the first place. There might be something that you're just like, something's off and I don't know what it is. I mean, I'm hearing all the right words. Yeah, I want this new beginning. It sounds good, but I'm still not feeling totally settled on it. So you might go like looking for something just a sport to blah, blah. My goodness, something's like bogged down in the communication here. Some kind of communication's been blocked up till now, but you're going to see it. It's going to be revealed to you. It's been hidden from you. Okay. You might go looking for something to confirm your suspicions. And I feel where you go looking for something to confirm your suspicions, you're going to find it. And with the instincts in reverse, it might even kick off your fight or flight like response. Like it's something about the communication comes through may make you feel like, almost like I need to get out of this like right now. Okay. So you could feel like you're getting a get out of jail free card. Like you're saving yourself from what could be a really negative situation, like that could have serious impact. It's like life is giving you an opportunity to save yourself from something that could really lead you down a garden path and get you in a lot of hot water. That's what I got. It's coming through to like warn you. I feel there's some truth that's going to be revealed. And I feel when this truth is revealed, it finally gives you the conviction, to know what you need to keep at bay and what you need to kind of like shore up. Okay, there's something here that you do need to shore up, and you do have some strong truths that you need to speak. The words you speak will bring transformation. Where you don't have a clue right now, you will. Okay, your answers are coming. Yeah, you're going to realize that somebody's had way too much control over your world, that you let this thing kind of take over. And now it's almost like, you know, it's like this fungus. It's just encroaching over everything, and it's preventing new growth. Okay. And it's like a heavy energy that you need to kind of clear out of your sphere, right? This is finding out that you've been aligning yourself with somebody that really isn't in your best interest. And there's a need to cut off this energy so you don't end up really learning about what you already know. I feel like you already got warning signals firing off, and for some reason you're not listening to them. Okay? You're not listening to them. There's the promise of the fulfillment. That's the hook for you. It's because you never got that fulfillment you wanted in this situation that felt so right to you. You know, you always felt like, no, this is meant to come together. It's meant to look like this. It's supposed to be. I feel it. I feel it on a soul level. And yet that's not what the receipts show. You know, that's not the way it turns out. It always ends up you're in the hot seat. And you're like, why did I do this again? Why did I put myself in this position again? I knew it would go down like this. Why do I keep doing this? And you keep telling yourself you don't have a clue, but you do. You do. You just don't like what your clues are telling you. Okay. But now you're going to go looking for those clues, and you're going to find something that really supports you being a little bit more kind of like, wait a minute before I act on this. Like something's been holding you back from acting on this. 1711. It's because you're meant to come into alignment with certain information that actually gets you away from this, that's holding you back, and moves you in a direction where there really can be that new beginning you're looking for, this happiness, this growth. But it ain't here. And maybe you don't see this right now, okay? Maybe you don't see it right now. There might be, I'm getting a little kind of like premonition kind of energy coming in here. When you bring this thing to an end, what's going to happen is by the time your birthday rolls around, you'll actually be celebrating that you brought this to an end because of what's going to come into alignment for you through letting this go, through releasing this. It's like you started to create something in a certain direction because you were like a moth to a flame. It was irresistible to you. And you've just invested so much fantasy and energy and time in this direction that though you got your instincts screaming at you and things don't feel right, you don't want to believe that you really have not been looking at the situation accurately because you don't want to be wrong. And for some of you, it's a matter of pride. Like you don't want to make that admission. It's like, okay, I didn't have that right back there. Or, you know, I wasn't thinking with this head. I was thinking with the little head, you know, or whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying? There's something here where it does seem like there was a lot of attraction and, you know, a lot of heat and a lot of passion and a lot of drive. And maybe it even woke up a certain part of you that had been sort of snuffed out for a while. Like it allowed your fire to really come forward. And so, like a moth to a flame, now you're going to feel the burn. I feel like there's something you come across that it's like you cannot deny this evidence. Like there's proof here. There's proof here that substantiates you feeling reticent about moving in this direction. Okay, let's get these tarot cards here, this glow in the dark deck, to see what's going to be illuminated that can't see right now. I get that you're going to do a little snooping around. Okay, you're looking deeper into something. You're digging a little deeper. You don't want to end up in hot water. You've already dealt with this scenario multiple times, I feel, okay? But you're always kind of like, you're always kind of subject to make excuses in this direction because it's sort of hard for you to admit that maybe you got a little caught up in it. That's what I get. But, you know, be careful about letting that be the thing that, you know, keeps you tripping up, because I do see there's some kind of blessing that wants to come through for you, but it can't come through with this thing in the way, because this thing that's got a hold of you right now is really like crowding out the growth you want to see. There's something that needs to be transformed here, and the only way it can transform is to like offer it up to the fire. You know, it needs to be Release 2020 on the clock. There's some kind of clarity of vision you need here, but I feel like you haven't had that clarity in a while because somebody's really got you, like, you know, they got you disconnected from your own internal knowing. I mean, this person may have a lot of sway for you on an attraction level, okay? Could be a King of Swords energy. This could be an ex. This could be an ex that, you know, is like the cat came back the very next day, you know. Curiosity killed the cat, but satisfaction brought it back. I mean, maybe, you know, you're the cat in this scenario. You have a weakness for this person. I feel like it's somebody you've dealt with before, okay? They could be an ex. They could have a strong air sign placement, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Doesn't have to be, all right? I do feel like this person is very, very sharp intellectually, okay? They are. I think they stimulate your mind. That might be the thing that, yeah, I mean, you would see it as wish fulfillment if you could press restart on this thing. I see it. I see it. You may have even been like keeping your eyes on this person online, vice versa. You kind of keep an eye on each other. It's like even when you're not together, you still feel them there. And, you know, you may feel like, yeah, this is the direction I want to head in. I want this new beginning with this person. I would be fully in to commit to this thing. But maybe there's been promises made about this before, and you've just never seen the follow through. You've never seen the growth, you know? You want this. You could be dealing with an Aries. You could be dealing with an Aquarius here with the Fool. You've wanted this for a long time, but this is where you always end up. It stays in this place. It stays in this place of you hoping for this new beginning in the future, constantly wondering, should I invest in this further? Is it worth it? And here you go. Every time it leads you here into the hermit mode, you know, off to kind of like find your own light to guide you forward toward this new beginning in love that you want to experience. But it keeps ending up in this place where you feel like nothing but a glamour's been cast. There's like some kind of illusion here. There's like some kind of fantasy and not wanting to look at the reality. But I do feel like you're closing up this karmic cycle. You could be dealing with a Libra. You could have a strong Libra placement in your chart, but there is some kind of balancing of this South Node energy. So you can move out of this place of indecision where you constantly sabotage yourself and hold yourself back from having the kind of healing and celebration you want, right? There's something here that it's never quite cracked up to what it's promised to be. You know, you want that celebration, but, you know, you're ignoring some opportunity that wants to come in for you. There is some opportunity that wants to come in for you, but I get that it's not this thing that you feel so like invested in because you just don't want to be wrong about it. That's what I got. Does that make sense to you? That's what it feels like. It feels like maybe you even like did a lot of talking about this, like, oh, I know that this is right for me. I know it's sort of like a saving face thing. Like you don't want to be wrong about this thing. But in this case, Spirit's like, no, there's something else for you. And as long as you keep sitting here trying to force this into being when you know it ain't right, it's not going to allow this beginning that you want, this new emotional beginning, this cup of love you want to come in to be fulfilled for you. It's not going to allow it to come through. You're blocking yourself, okay? You're blocking yourself. All right. There's something here that's going to become very clear to you, though. Give some more details, any more clarification on this for Leo Spirit? Any more clarification on this for Leo Spirit? Any more clarification for Leo? Right? There is some alignment coming in for you, but it's after a Tower. There's some messages revealed. There's some undeniable truth. It's going to be like being in the hot seat when you discover this, okay? And you're going to start to realize, you know, that maybe, you know, you were meant to go in that direction because there was an important lesson you need to learn. Sometimes you do feel like a strong draw, like a moth to a flame with somebody, but it's not necessarily that you're meant to be with that person. It's meant to teach you something. They were a soulmate of sorts, maybe to teach you a powerful spiritual lesson. There's a big choice to make here at the crossroads with the Lovers. Gemini energy here. Okay, big choice. Crossing energy of the moon. Okay, so there's a lot that's hidden here, and there is some level of illusion here. There's something illusory here that you need to see through, that you can't see yet. But this awakening moment is coming, I'm telling you, with an Ace of Wands. Once you get this information, you will be compelled to act, because what you're going to see, it's undeniable. And this is going to become like your torch that lights the way forward. And it's what will lead to your new beginning. But there's some kind of disillusionment that you need to push through first in this matter. That's what I got. Okay. I'm going to cut the deck here to just cap this off. Strength. Okay. You very much in your energy. You have the ability to face this and overcome this. You will be successful. And I feel like you will really learn a lot through this process. You're overcoming something that's held you back in the past too long. You're finally ending this cycle, okay? You're going to close the door on this. And this could be in relation to an earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But I feel like this is you really ready to step into the position of transforming your life and in a direction that really speaks to you, where you feel very empowered. There you are, holding up that wand. You're going to take action. This is going to bring some kind of renewal into your life. And from here, there's going to be a lot of moving forward, a lot of momentum. You're not going to feel held back anymore. You might even go on a special trip. This is messages going back and forth, and the arrows of love, okay? And you might get this message coming from a fire sign energy like yourself, or you may finally have the courage to send off that message that you've been meaning to send, and it looks like it's well received, and you know there's a movement forward towards you too. So things are getting moving. It feels good. It looks good, okay? No longer held back by red tape, or in some cases an old commitment that wasn't working for you. You're busting free of this situation. And, you know, you're coming into alignment with your truth through balancing your karma here. All right. I see this very strongly, moving into independent energy. So I do feel like once you get the truth, you got the receipts, whatever this force is that's held you back for too long, you cut this off. You just cut it off. And it actually allows you to move forward independently. All right. And this is what leads you to the fulfillment of your destiny here with the 10 of Pentacles. There's growth here, there's success, and look at you, Empress to Emperor. This is what's coming in for you, all right? But you got to get out of your own way, because you're the only one blocking this from coming in.